On January 30th, 2000, heavy rain and melting snow raised wastewater levels dangerously. Around 10 p.m., water pressure breached an 82-foot section of the dike, causing the basin to overflow. Wastewater, containing over 120 tons of cyanide, pollute the Zazar River, then the Somme River, which in turn flows into the Tiza River. The lethal 25-mile wave of cyanide-contaminated water spreads unstoppable for days. 2 weeks after the breach, the pollution has spread over almost 500 miles of waterways and reaches the Danube, one of Europe's longest rivers, flowing through 10 countries. Sodium hypochlorite is released into the waterways in an attempt to neutralize the cyanide. But the ecological disaster is considerable. Tens of thousands of dead fish are recovered in Romania, Hungary, and Serbia. Some have called this the worst environmental catastrophe in Europe since Chernobyl.
Fishermen and locals remove hundreds of dead fish from the river and bury them deep in the ground. It's estimated that 80% of the fish here have died since the cyanide entered Yugoslavia on Friday. It also means death to the fishing industry. And the river can no longer be used for irrigating the fertile northern plains.
The Romanian authorities determined that the cyanide in one river reached 700 times the level of the city. Adverse weather conditions caused the water level in the settling basin to rise rapidly and unexpectedly. Heavy rain and melting snow conspired to weaken the dike. However, during the ensuing investigation, it was found that the dam, constructed with mining waste, offered a specific mix of coarse blocks and fine materials prescribed in the initial specifications. The Abu operating company was therefore directly implicated in the design faults that made the sediment pond susceptible to failure. Designed to retain massive amounts of water to power hydroelectric plants, hydroelectric plants are essential to the production of renewable electricity. But they also have unavoidable social and environmental impacts, not to mention the potential for accidents. And a hydraulic dam disaster comes in at number 8 in our ranking.
Our kids were pretty bad.
Pasig, and Ottawa. Along the Mekong River, that the construction of the Shepon Nam Nwai power plant began in 2013. A particularly ambitious project. It was a symbol of Laos's desire to become the electric battery of Southeast Asia by building a series of large hydroelectric dams along the Mekong and its tributaries. The reservoir was housed behind the Jindaohui Dam, one of the two main dams. The power plant also included what's called saddle dams. It was one of these saddle dams designed to retain overflow water that collapsed on July 23, 2018 at around 8:45 p.m. causing considerable damage. Houses, roads, and bridges were destroyed or simply washed away. It left behind a scene of utter desolation. Among the survivors were almost 14,400 residents whose homes were destroyed and who were forced to flee for shelter. The city expanded rapidly after the discovery of oil. The city's population rose from 100,000 in 1900 to over 500,000 by 1920, thanks in no small part to the advent of cinema and the industry of Hollywood. To meet Los Angeles' growing water demand, transporting water from the Owens River 248 miles away in the Sierra Valley. Miles from Los Angeles and the San Francisco Canyon, Mulholland built the St. Francis Dam to create a large control and storage reservoir. Completed on May 4th, 1926, this concrete gravity dam is almost 205 feet high, 700 feet long, and covers 600 acres. It was Mulholland himself who opened the valve on the morning of May 13th, 1926, filling the reservoir at a rate of 70 million gallons a day. But the failure of the engineer soon became his curse. The official death toll was 431, but historians estimate that the actual loss of life exceeded 600. Several lawsuits for negligence and shoddy construction practices are brought against Mulholland. And unknown to anyone, the dam had been built on a landslide-prone area that could not have supported the weight of the dam. Limited by the technology available at the time, neither Mulholland nor any other expert could have foreseen the inevitability of the catastrophe.
At Olive Garden, is merrier. Course that never ends. To festive favorites piled high. It's everything you love about the holidays, just without breakup. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. Because it's the things you make that show that you made it.
Or if I lose signal, then that means if
And you saved hundreds.
Oh, that's nice with the economy and all.
What's the economy?
Before we start.
What isn't the economy?
Yes. It is, it's so many things.
Right.
Look, all you really need to know is that Progressive can save you money without sacrificing quality coverage. You follow?
I'll just look it up.
That went well.
If whiskey could talk, Chardonnay with a black label was sing with notes of sweet, smooth coffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Hey, as good as it sounds. When you shop at Burlington for the holidays, this is what you really get. Burlington is the heart of the holidays. You come to Burlington for the great prices, but what you really get is priceless. Burlington, deals, brands, wow.
Saratoga means more than spring. Here's the
Vixen is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. Dupixent your dog's needs.
Brought to you by the Farmer's Dog, freshly made human-grade dog food.
The night of my mom's murder, my dad was a suspect. And that night, I really feel like I lost both my parents.
Bob loaned that firearm to a friend who ultimately committed a serious offense. 9mm, however, is a different manufacturer. The ballistics would have potentially correlated to other cases that were associated with the same firearm. But nothing had come up, so it kind of rolled back. There's a list of at least 6 manufacturers on that ballistics report from the state police, and one of them was Intertech, to be the break in the case. Corey's firearms.
Have you heard? JC Billy's Mystery Sale starts Thursday. The best part, if you go. But when she developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease, a distance came between us. She'd get upset when I try to help, began wandering, even started swearing. She got agitated often, so we talked to her doctor. Rexulti is the only FDA-approved medication proven to reduce agitation symptoms that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis, increased risk of death or stroke, report fever, stiff muscles and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to permanent or death, weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Rexulti helped reduce my mom's symptoms. Take action for your loved one. Talk to their doctor today about Rexulti.
I haven't seen it. I like the hot chocolate. Hot chocolate means Stacy, bring it to me. Unlike me, apparently.
It's a new online checkout. Your parents have given you some amazing gifts, but what about the inherited ones? Celebrate the 16th century DNA, the simple test that shows your deep family roots from your mom's side and your dad's side, with some serious detail. Trace the generation and history that shaped who you are today, and see the traits they passed down. Your connections to the past are all missing. See this on 50 for $39.
So everyone knows this character and this character, but now we got Guiding Light, the new version. Guiding Light, the new Guiding Light version, and maybe just like the other version.
You know, no one was arrested for murder. There was no other suspect. They can get discouraged, you know. Someone's got to be accountable for their actions.
I never understood in depth what a peaceful and cold meant. But I was scared. I was really scared to that something that hurt my mom. And I thought they were going to come back to me.
With the suspect pool changing, what do you see about this case goes as cold as the icy winter storms that blanket Reading, Pennsylvania.
The detectives never signed this investigation. It got to a point where they were getting impasse. There's no tips coming in. There's no additional information coming in. They got to a point where they also looked at other unsolved or open investigations in Berks County to see if there were any commonalities in the cases. They came up with nothing. And it takes a toll on investigators because they not only have a duty, but they're passionate about what they do. And they want to solve investigations as much as anyone else. And it's even more difficult to face the family and basically tell them that you simply don't know who killed their loved one.
Characters then.
When Audrey's case went cold, I had hope. I knew it wasn't going to stay cold. Me and Frank, what we didn't understand was
Oh, it's him!
why there was no arrest yet. And that was until
It's him.
Harold Shin.
Actually, it's this
I
dude.
was assigned to take a look at Audrey's case. At the time, I was in law enforcement for approximately 20 years. I give 110% in any investigation that's assigned to me. This young mother was shot and killed in front of her 2 young daughters in the same bedroom, laying in close proximity to their mother. That's about as terrible as it gets. So I was going to work as hard as I can to processed by the Forensic Services Unit for the Berks County detectives for the collection and preservation of any evidence, fingerprints, DNA, blood, physical evidence, and there was nothing that was foreign. All the items that were recovered in the basement from the bed, the blood was associated with Claudia Giannotti. There were no signs of forced entry other than the doors that were discovered that were open when Jackie came down to the first floor. We have busted lights in the basement. I'm of the opinion and pretty certain that somebody did that to make it appear as though somebody broke into the home and that this is some sort of random act. And I've concluded that it was a staged crime scene.
If you want to lose somebody, come to the bayou.
What kind of monster would do this?
The man that killed my daughter. He's gonna have to pay for what he did.
Cold Files Murder in the Bayou. New series Friday, December 27th at 10, only on A&E.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid relief gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Spoons, they're out. Panera's new ciabatta dippers are in. Each multi-sandwich paired with a perfect portion of soup is made to dip. Go for the French dipper or spicy chicken dipper. No spoon necessary when your sandwich is built to do the dipping. Only at Panera for a limited time. When you say big,
Yes.
you can't help but say, wow.
Yes!
Come to Ross and save even more and get 10%
Wow.
off your purchase on
Why
Ross
is
credit
that
card.
Looking for a moisturizer that does more than just
Yippee,
moisturize?
on
Try
me.
Olay Regenerist
I'm
for 10
on
benefits
the
in every jar.
yeah.
Olay visibly firms, lifts, and smooths wrinkles by penetrating the skin to boost regeneration at the surface cellular level. Try Olay.
Have you heard? JCPenney's Thursday. The best part, if you go in store,
Oh, you can see it further in black.
50% off.
In
Get this at
black and
Jackpot, $60 off. There's a gift for everyone, really. JCPenney, make it count. Good morning with Goldilocks.
Good morning.
Try Goldilocks Chewy Tooth Bites for fast and gentle constipation relief in as little as 30 minutes. Making your good morning even better with Goldilocks.
We love home internet from T-Mobile.